Thrust him!
How's he blocking everything?
Target is highly mobile.
We can catch him still. He's slipping away. He's damaged. He's hit.
I'm going to talk about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, released in 2019, published by EA, developed by Respawn. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, please. I need some engagement. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, it's a 3D Metroidvania action adventure style game. And I use Metroidvania because it feels like you're doing a lot of backtracking and you're doing a lot of things where you're getting more force powers and getting more abilities to traverse the environments and the planets that you go to. So that's an accurate way to describe it, but it's 3D. It's not, you know, Castlevania Symphony of the Night style or Metroid Dread style. It's just a similar gameplay development in a 3D environment. But the traversal elements in this game have a lot of similarities to various video games. So like it has some Uncharted aspects to it where you're able to use the Force to kind of pull ropes towards you and swing on ropes, similar to the Uncharted series. And then you're able to run around similar to like a Dark Souls game because you can roll at any point, but you can actually jump in this game, so I guess it would be more like Elden Ring. But you can, later on, you get like a double jump, and you get the ability to use your sword more efficiently and to throw your sword and use the Force around you to push, pull, and use objects in your environment and push like enemies off the walls or off the cliffs and stuff. And so there is a similar aspect, similar to Dark Souls, because gravity plays a big role in this game. They kind of put you on a lot of platforms and you can fall off pretty easily, but they don't make you die if you fall off one time like in Dark Souls. So I never really saw, like, I understand that there's like bonfires in this game and meditation points and the enemies respawn, so I get that. But it's not like the death aspect is baked into the video game similar to Dark Souls, so I don't really find it that similar, unless they were comparing like the combat, where it's parry based and it is, you know, repetitive in that manner, and that you can lock on and you can spin around and you can, it's similar to Dark Souls, but I don't think that it's like a Dark Souls clone in any way. But I guess it did kind of rip certain factors, certain aspects of the Soulsborne series and apply it to itself. But yeah, the story I found really engaging in this game. It felt like a cinematic experience, but the story didn't take away from the gameplay. So I feel like they found a good balance where the story was secondary, but it gave you motivation and it gave you the carrot on the stick to kind of chase that next cutscene and that next adventure with the crew that they give you in this game. So it really complements the gameplay and kind of puts a carrot on the stick for you to be motivated to head out and make progress in the game, to see what else is happening and what happens in the future and who you meet and what you encounter. So I do think they found a very good balance in that aspect of having the story meet the gameplay, instead of it just being a story-based linear hallway adventure where you're just hallway simulator walking through all the time. There are always enemies, there are always bad guys, there are always traversal needs that have to be met, like platforming. There's a lot of platforming in this game, so there's a variety of things to keep you occupied and to keep you engaged in the systems and the mechanics of the video game, while the story takes the back seat and then comes in and gives you that carrot on the stick so you can go forward and use those elements progressing the story. The game is action-packed. It really is. It's sometimes it got overwhelming with the button clicks, like trying to make sure that I'm getting around. It was really interesting, and it's fun, and it's difficult, and it's rewarding, and
What's up, Mary?
it's unique in its
You belong to a Jedi.
lightsaber
Their Padawan.
force using combat. I haven't really played a game like that at all, and it does scratch that Star Wars itch for me. I do wish he had a blaster. Like, I wish that he had some sort of pistol in this game, but I understand that it's not there, and the gameplay isn't based around him having a blaster. So it's great the way it is, but that would just be one thing. And I haven't played the sequel yet, so I'm not sure if they added that or what they added to that game. But the action-packed and the bad guys, they're all the iconic characters, the stormtroopers, and there's robots, and there's droids, and there is a variety of animals, and the animals are rough when you first start out. Like, they're relentless, and that's how it feels kind of Dark Souls like, where some of the enemies are just relentless with you. Like, the humanoids are pretty easy comparatively to the rats. There's like just rats that they'll destroy you if you're not on your game. But yeah,
I worry about keeping us off their radar.
there's Metroid style weapon and force power-ups. So you come across and you unlock your power-ups and weapon upgrades, and it does have that Metroid feel to it, where you're starting out as, you know, not really a force wielder, not really a complete Jedi, and not really having all of your abilities, and then you gain them slowly throughout the game, and it allows you to go back to places and unlock and find some of the loot that's hidden throughout the game, or unlock shortcuts back to the beginning of the level so you can cut back through there, similar to Dark Souls. But then the loot is awesome too, because there's so much of it all throughout, and I played through this game and I collected probably 90% of the stuff. I missed a few things, but I didn't want to feel like going back really. The lightsaber sleeves, there's two sides to your lightsaber that you can customize. Customize the emitter, the thing that shoots the thing out, and then there's the part that like kind of joins it together. You get the double lightsaber eventually, and there's you go on a Jedi quest and you can choose your color of your lightsaber more so than the original couple choices of colors that you have. That aspect is amazing. The customization and the upgrades on your weapon, on your lightsaber, and then the upgrades for your traversal. That's awesome too. And having different puzzle elements being taken care of by using the Force, either push, pull, or other things. And then throat. Ugh, rough.
Can't beat us.
The Souls, it's similar because the enemies respawn. So it's similar to Dark Souls because the enemies respawn. So you go back, you rest, you get your healing stims back. And also you can find more healing stims, permanent upgrades throughout the levels also. I didn't add that, I didn't mention that. But the respawning the enemies it's fun to kind of just learn to master the enemies, because you'll head out and there'll be a new guy with like a baton that's like lightning or not lightning but like electric, and it's like, well, I haven't seen him before. Usually they're just kind of firing pistols at me and hitting me with like a regular thing, but then you get like the special guy, and so you're like, well, I'll just kind of like farm him for a little bit to kind of figure out his attack pattern and break down his defenses. So it's fun to kind of replay and use the meditation stations to come back and attack enemies over and over again, because they just respawn, so you have opportunities to get a lot of experience for your skill point upgrades, which I haven't talked about yet. But the skill point tree is pretty basic, and there are a lot of points that you can attribute to things. The tree is pretty pretty large. It's all stuff you would assume is going to be in there. You increase your force, increase your health, increase your physical damage with your lightsaber, and then other things off of that, which add like him able to throw the lightsaber or to like spin it around a bunch or to like push people further. There's like larger groups and pull them at you and other things. And there's some really powerful ones at the top of the tree towards the end of the game. And it makes sense. There's nothing crazy on here. There's none that are like completely useless, and there's none that are ridiculously overpowered. A couple of them are very strong, but you could make it through the game without upgrading them. So yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, released in 2019. EA had another opportunity, and they did good in this game. They did good making this game, publishing it. And Respawn did a great job developing it. So I enjoyed my playthrough. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the combat. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit that like button and that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Thank you.